Hey, what's up? It's Motu Joe, and this is Legion's Lair with.
I am Broder of Bjorngar.
And I am Emir Kaspar, Mike Casper, or better known as right now, Caspar of the armies of Ashmore. Look at this beautiful figure, guys. What? Dude, you have such good... Oh, my God. You both have amazing taste in action figures. I got to tell you guys, what do you think of these armies of Ashmore?
I really like them. I think they're beefy. They're bulky. I'm digging them.
They are amazing, and I cannot thank Matthew Rodriguez enough for thinking about me and giving me this amazing tribute figure. Now, Joe, I have a question for you. You know Mr. Stephen Busciotti, better known as Beta Shoddy?
Right.
Very well, correct?
Well enough.
How bad did he cry when he saw my massive, amazing figure in comparison to his little red Mercurian punk of a figure?
Yeah, there was some envy.
Oh, good.
Definite size envy. I don't know what we're referring to. Size envy was in play.
We're referring to. But, yes. Oh, man. Thank you, Matt Rod. Yes. And Matt Rod, please hear me. If you give Beta Shoddy a tribute figure in Armies of Ashmore, please remember his first name, Beta Shoddy. He should be the first tribute figure in your female line of dinosaurs. You can do this, Matt Rod. I know you can. Make it happen, please.
Make it happen.
Please.
What if they did a female figure and they reversed it like Eteba?
Yes.
Like it's the reverse, God. Right?
Why doesn't he have you as like his second in command making all this stuff? I'm telling you, you might be in the wrong field, brother.
Always trying different things, right?
That's right. That is right. Man, we are so excited to have you. You guys, before we get into anything, I want from both of you guys to hear about one of Brad's and I personal cons that we love to go to, Mesquite Con. Who wants to go first?
I'm from here, so I want to hear you guys share the outsider. Then I'll go, right? And then
So this is my this is my third year going to Muskegon for Mesquite Con. It's always a good time. This time was a little different because Mike wasn't there. But at the same time, I still had a fun time with everybody equally like I normally do. It's cool because you get a little more comfortable. Same thing with like going to Legion's Con. You get a little more comfortable with the area. There are a few people that like don't want to leave the hotel. They don't even want to walk down the street. But at Muskegon, it's kind of cool because you're right there. You don't have to walk across a highway or nothing like that in Jersey, where I know Motu Joe, the barbecue place across the street was pretty good.
It was very good. It was
very good. I think it's called Rollies something or another.
We were not crossing that street. Even when the hotel personnel goes, no, you don't cross that street. Like, you don't cross that street.
No. And there's a lot of cool little places up and down Muskegon that I like. That one in particular, I don't know why. Last year I ate there with Trevor Williams and Nate Strong, and Malcolm Kennedy was in town last year for Mesquite Con, and it was cool sitting in. It was so packed
Dr. Rouse is what you're talking about, right? I think
Yes.
Dr. Rouse, Rouse.
Dr. Rouse or Rowley's or something.
Yeah, barbecue. Yeah.
It was so packed that we had to sit in the little heated huts that they have out front.
Yep.
And we were a little skeptical about sitting in there, but at the same time, service was great. Food was delicious. They have, I think, numerous barbecue sauces on the table. One of them in particular is, I think, blackberry barbecue sauce, and one is peach.
Is it apricot?
Something barbecue sauce. Those two in particular are like, yes, you want to put that on everything. Like you're putting it on your tater tots. So that place is definitely the place I want to go every time I go there. Now, Steve O'Beg says that place is shit. And I was like, what are you talking about? But maybe he got the wrong thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, barbecue, you can have bad barbecue on a bad day, right? It's possible.
Yeah. And I'm not a big barbecue person. I'm not like seeking it all the time. So obviously when I'm Muskegon, I'm going there.
It is good. It is good. They have smokers and all the gear out back, and it's pretty good. I mean, if you want to say it's, you know, the Texas, like down south, oh my gosh, dripping, not quite there, but no, was it good? It was so good.
It's very good.
I went there 2 days in a row.
That's why I said that. I was like, because I saw you ate there twice.
Well, that's how you know it's good. If you're
the hotel there is really cool. I do like the hotel there. It's very clean. It's nice. Even Jim said that. Jim said he's been around numerous places and hotels, and he said that was nice. And it is. It is a nice hotel. So yeah, I definitely dig it. I mean, there was even one point during the con where I went up and took a little nap up on the room. I'm like, you know what? I mean, you can do those things, you know? I mean, it's cool. So, yeah, great time. Friday night was great at the Mythic meetup.
Yeah.
I know you had the little pretzels on the table. We were passing them around.
Yes. It was special pretzels.
Yeah, I did a live, surprisingly.
On the ball.
I did. I had a gyroscope. I should have tested this before doing. I don't know why I didn't test this, but it's brand new. And I did test it, but I didn't test it with the microphone on it. And then with the microphone, you have to plug in something on the end. And I didn't realize. I went live, had it plugged in, and like it was like you could see the gyroscope because the phone was blocking it because it was hitting the microscope chip. So. I was like, you know what? I'll just do this by hand. Screw this. So we had a good time. I won, and then I gave the stuff away, kind of. So
what did you win?
I won the Anubis and Bassett.
You did? Yeah.
I did. I won that, and then I traded it for a Pelvicus to some Mateo. I think his name is Mateo. New to. You know, Mythics.
Yeah.
He knew it was not a fair deal, but he's like, hey, you know, would you do this? And I'm like, let's do it, baby. And he was like, really? Like, he was all shocked. And he was like, I'll buy you a beer too. And I'm like, let's do it, dude. It's even better.
That's awesome.
And then Ron came over, the guy with the kilt.
Yeah.
And so Ron came over and goes, what are you doing with the Bassett? And he's like pulling out money. He's like, I got 20, 40, 60. And I'm like, dude, give me $25 and it's yours. And he's like, are you serious? $25 for Bassett? And I was like, yeah.
Oh, he's awesome. He's a cool dude.
He is a cool one. And he's like, I'm getting laid tonight. Woo! I guess it was for his wife. So. You know, you know what? That's what we do here at the Legion.
Hey, we definitely do not cock block. Okay, no. We try to help our fellow brethren.
I would have helped him regardless, but you know, I still, you know, I felt like I helped. It was funny because Travis, and thank God, Travis, thank you for donating that. I mean, thank for everyone donating, but I think Travis is the one that donated that Anubis set.
That's cool. That's super cool.
He came up to me and he goes, didn't you win that Anubis set? And I said, well, dude, I traded it for you. Because I was like, I traded it for you, dude. Come on. He goes, that is hilarious. And I was like, yeah, well,
that for me is what I think is the highlight of the show. I mean, it's a good local show, but my wife is going to kill me crew, and then the tie-in with the Four Horsemen, it has definitely elevated that show. And the area and the facility bodes to that, right? It's awesome. It's a really cool little, I say little, I don't mean tiny, but little venue. It's intimate, where if Legion's Con, let's say, is the big once a year family reunion, I mean, this really is like the mini family meetup. And I know that's what they're designed to do, and it does feel like that. And it's great. It's the fact that this year Jeremy and Jim was there. Different years, different people, are coming and going. But yeah, it's great. And they brought pieces, which again, smaller show, they brought pieces of the dragon to share and show, which
I was trying to get that on the live. So anybody watching the live, I tried to show that. But yeah, that Mythic meetup is pretty cool. I don't know how many people were in the room, but I know they had like 80 or 90 tickets.
Yeah, I think it was, let's just say it was pushing 100.
I was about to say, we're probably close to 100 people in that room. So good time.
That's an amazing.
And they gave away a lot of stuff. So there was a lot of stuff given away. So yes, bless everyone that donates to that and continues to donate to that. And I know last year they had a big giveaway. So 2 years in a row giving away that much stuff is pretty cool. And I was going to, just to justify, I was going to give away my stuff to kids, just like Mike did last year, because Mike wasn't there. And I said, if I win, I'll probably end up giving it to some kid or something. And before I won, I looked around the room. Every kid had gotten something, and I was happy. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't really have to give, I still helped out in my way, but that's what I was going to I'll just hand it off to a kid.
Hey, Brad, I sent you a picture in Messenger. You want to pull that up, or do you have the ability to pull that picture up?
Let's see. You mean this one?
That. Okay, now, if you look at what Travis is doing, after I decapitated the Lord Bishotti, Travis is like doing a fist pump.
This is Travis right here.
Yeah, dude. And then Praetorian's just looking on like, oh.
The wits in the back like, yummy.
But Travis is loving it. Travis is loving it.
Good shot. Dude, look at Bushotti's ass. It's just, look, you can see the hole.
It's huge.
You can see it. Dude, what's funny about Travis is I think he's wearing too much clothes there. He's the little.
I didn't have his cold.
Shortened it right here and just had red legs, and it would have been hilarious. That's great. I love it.
Well, so
love it.
It's safe to say that both of you guys enjoyed the couple days at Mesquite Con.
Yeah, it's definitely, setting up as a vendor is cool, but even if I wasn't, and there years before I was I still would go to the show, and that's before the Four Horsemen were there. So yeah, it's a cool venue, it's a cool show, and if you're anywhere close by, it's worth the drive.
Now, before we move on, I know there was a time where Mike had talked about going to Muskegon for Mesquite Con, and he said, yeah, I'm going there. The Four Horsemen are going to be there. I think they're going to have Brontis there. I'm going there and getting Brontis. And this is when Brontis was, still very expensive. And you couldn't
said they were going to, they didn't say what figures they were going to have, but that was one of the ones that was most likely.
And I thought about tagging along with Mike because I thought, this would be a cool show to tag along. And darn up COVID, that was during COVID, that COVID happened and they didn't have it. So sure enough, the next year, Mike goes, "Hey, they're doing it. Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I mean, we've done it for 3 years now, or I've done it now for 3 years now. So and it's cool. It's cool. It's a good time.
We just had Jeffrey Evans say hello. Reminder to everybody on next Tuesday, the opposite Tuesday from the Legion's Lair. It is, help me out, Brad, Cosmic Connections?
Contact.
Cosmic Contact. I'm not on the
We're gonna get Mike to get it right.
I'm not on.
Oh yeah, Mike's not hip to that.
When I retire, I'll get back on and I have more time, which is 11 months away.
Oh man,
11 months, baby. So next Mesquite Con, I'll be retired. And
holy cow, man!
The CASP is coming, and the CASP is partying.
The only downfall I will say about the hotel is they closed the bar at like 11 o'clock. The Friday night, I think Travis asked the lady if she would stay open late, and they did until midnight. So come Saturday, I thought, Saturday, they'll probably at least stay open until midnight or later. And it was like 11 o'clock. They're calling last call. And we're like, what? Like, what the hell's going on?
My favorite bartender there?
Oh, my God, Mike. Mike had a little friend. I tell everybody that. Mike had a little friend there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Hey.
I went up and got a Long Island from this dude.
This was Friday night. He went up and goes, Mike goes, "Oh, I got your drink, Brad." And he bought me and him a drink. Okay. And they were like $20 a piece with the tip, I think. We bought, whatever it was. So Mike spent like $40 for these 2 drinks. But this guy gave Mike a Long Island that was in this glass that was like
it was
huge.
Fucking just huge. And this thing was smoking.
We just assumed, or Mike just assumed, that that's just the big cup that it comes in. So Saturday night, the guy's not there, and some lady makes the drink for Mike.
It was just a little thing.
And it's this little skinny glass, normal size glass. And Mike goes, "Man, that other guy, he gave me a hit." And I was like, "I know, Mike, he liked you."
I think he liked Brad.
You know what? I did have one of those fancy shirts on. People can think with my fancy shirts that, I'm
it's smart, not the direct approach, go through the friend, right? Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
I can see it. Me and Mike walking up there. He's like, "Oh, look at these guys." I should have played along. "Stop it, Mike." Yeah,
you guys have a racket now.
Do it. Okay, here we go. Arnold.
Oh my God, Arnold.
Arnold playing the bartender.
Oh my God.
Talking to Casper.
Oh my God. I'd be like, "Hey Michael, do you want a fruity drink? Or do you want this little manly Coors Light like Walter drink? Matter of fact, happy birthday, Walter, you son of a biscuit." And yes, but guess what, Michael? I'll make you a nice big cup. I'll pour it in the big giant cup.
Happy birthday to Joe Gonzalez, too.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, Joe.
Yes.
Yesterday was Cullen, so yes, Cullen.
Yeah. Got a lot of birthdays right at the end of May.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, let's get into this interview. Okay, Bud, what got you into action? I almost said adult toys, but what got you action figure collecting as an adult?
Well, I okay. Well, adult, you're over 18, so I guess that counts. So it was my senior year of college. So that's 98, 99. I graduated in 2000. So that's like 26 years ago now. It's kind of crazy to think about that, but that is where it pretty much started. And it kind of stemmed from Cartoon Networks, watching that type of stuff, Adult Swim. 2000, He-Man, the 2000X series was awesome at that point. But also I was really watching a ton of Dragon Ball Z, really, really getting, deep into that stuff. So that's kind of when I started buying the toys and figures that I could find at Walmart. It was a lot of mismatch, hodgepodge stuff, just stuff that I thought was cool. And when I graduated in May of 2000, I had one of those short bookshelves that's the half size ones. I had that relatively full with little trinkets and toys and stuff I got from right. By the time a year later, after I had the apartment, I had 6-foot bookshelves just stacked full of Transformers and Dragon Ball Z figures and all sorts of crazy stuff. And that's right about the time that He-Man collecting started as well. And then it just kind of.
Okay, well, that brings me to the next question, Joe. You are known as Motu Joe. Motu, for anybody who doesn't know, stands for Masters of the Universe. Why? How did you get the name Motu Joe? Why Motu?
Okay, that's in the early days of, when I say early days, it's not that long ago. It was only 7 years ago, roughly 8 years ago, maybe. Facebook, doing lives, doing different things. Groups were just kind of starting, and anonymity was something there. I wanted to just separate Joe Teague and what he did in his high school, semi-professional, professional life in this Facebook world, even though most of my professional life is in LinkedIn. I was like, yeah, I want to just have that separation. And I looked, there was no Motu Joe anywhere. And I just was like, that kind of rhymes, Motu Joe. I just said, all right, Motu Joe. And that's kind of where I just started the Facebook account. And I looked again, I had researched around after doing years into it now. There is some history behind the name Motu Joe, stemming from Joe Amato, a customizer. I guess he's been doing that for back when I was just starting collecting and stuff. He was doing some customizing and whatever else, but he had been called Motu Joe at one point, but he hates the acronym Motu. So he doesn't even like to say Motu. It's kind of one of those things. So I jokingly call him Joe Motu. Anyway, we joke about it now, but really there was no Motu anything really in existence at that time. And then I just said, all right, well, that's Motu Joe. And then it seemed coincidental that shortly thereafter, other Motus started to show up, because again, this is at the time groups were really starting to get popular, and then selling and flipping and all was really exploding all over. And what you were known for was kind of, so G.I. Jason, another Facebook guy I know, and Justice Curry was Justin Carey, because he was his surname, because he wanted to separate from his career. So there's all these different things, but Motu Joe is what there was.
Nice. It's very catchy. It works obviously because you are a Motu collector.
Yeah, that's the main focus.
I would say you're kind of a serious Motu collector. I know we talked about this at, and I'm glad I even said I hope you talk about this or during the show. But I do think that's cool. Yeah, it's very, very catchy. Very catchy.
Well, I want to say the first time, Joe, that I saw you was with Justin on Action Figure Adventure.
Yeah.
The first season, you and Justin moderated the auction. Am I right in saying
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
You killed that too.
Yeah, that was fun for sure. And being a part of the second season, and there's all sorts of, again, it's really weird how things just kind of connect. And I mean, I talk about it, but I don't talk about it because I don't feel like I don't want to get that braggadocio thing going. And then but there's been a lot of things that have happened just because of this Motu Joe thing that started, books and TV shows and interviews like this, but magazine. It's just, there's all sorts of things that just spiral just from collecting toys, even working with the Four Horsemen and Rancid and all these, it's just a crazy that toys connected all of this type of thing. It's kind of crazy if you take a step back and think about it.
It is. Now, when it comes to Masters of the Universe, I'm 51 years old. So back in 82 when Motu launched, Masters of the Universe launched, I was 8 years old, I want to say. So my Motu, and most people who know me know this, is the first 4 mini comics. Is season 1 is, that Dark Eternia, Savage He-Man, Green Goddess, the 8 characters, Skeletor, who's a megalomaniac who wants to do nothing more than kill He-Man and take control of Castle Grayskull. He-Man's given, these special weapons to help protect Grayskull when he leaves his tribe. That is my Motu. Okay, that dark Motu that Alfredo or Akala and Donald Glut.
I feel with the name drops, man. Jeez.
Yeah. Nate, what they came up with.
Motu. I didn't know the second name, honestly.
Not that silly little kid Filmation puke stuff. Now, most people love Motu because of Filmation. What are you? Are you a combination? Do you love the Filmation? Are you the first 4 comic books, the darker Eternia?
I don't know what I might be a unique hybrid, which you haven't mentioned yet. I'm a 2000X that fueled a nostalgic love and passion for the toys that I had, which were He-Man toys, not so much the cartoon. So gotcha. I loved the cartoon as a kid, but I was a kid and I understand it was there, and that's cool. For me, I had He-Man toys. I had certain things. I remember I had Tila. I did have the original He-Man. I believe I had a Man-at-Arms as well. But later on, I wound up having Battle Armor He-Man, and Battle Armor He-Man was by far my favorite figure and toy that I had. I never had Battle Cat, but I also loved Mask and played with Mask. So I was a very hybrid toy playing, and He-Man rode Stinger, which was the GTO from Mask. So I just, it was play, and so anyway, that's where my He-Man, I guess, nostalgic old school tie comes into play, is that it's the toys more than the cartoon. But the next cartoon is what absolutely fueled that 100%.
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Personally, I think my hatred for Filmation was.
Sorry, I just saw the comment. Nice, Noah.
Yeah.
My hatred for Filmation comes from back when I was 8 years old, when I read the mini comics, they were so dark and so wonderful. For an 8-year-old kid, you never got anything like that. And it was amazing to see Skeletor as this demonic, murderous person, Beast Man as this savage henchman to Skeletor. Merman, this cunning man of the sea who wanted to overthrow Skeletor. And then Filmation, I was so excited. Oh my God, they're coming out with a cartoon. This is going to be epic. And Skeletor was a clown. Beastman was the biggest idiot known to cartoons. And Merman was the biggest scaredy cat. I'm like, what is this? This is bull. I watched like 2 episodes and I said, F you. I didn't watch
it. Dude, I want to be a fly on the wall back in the 1982 when they came out. Like, what is that?
You know what? I tell you what. Filmation, and Motu Joe will know this. Joe will know this. Filmation came out with a little snippet cartoon for one of the commercials, the Castle Grayskull commercial, where you had Man-at-Arms, He-Man, and Battle Cat and Tila all together, and they're like, "Oh, Skeletor's in the castle." So they go there, and Skeletor, the Merman and Beastman. That Filmation right there was cool as fuck. Okay,
yeah,
where the 2 henchmen, Tila throws a spear, He-Man grabs on, and he doesn't fall through the trap door, and Skeletor escapes, and that was cool. Skeletor was cool. The henchmen were cool. He-Man was cool. Tila was cool. Tila was rocking it too. And Man-at-Arms without a mustache.
Yeah.
Okay, why couldn't they have done that? Who's the head of Filmation at that time? What was that dude's name?
That's Lou Scheimer. But Lou Scheimer.
Fuck you, Lou Scheimer. You little shit.
Michael is ready to chop him down.
Yeah, Gaspar, if you're still around, Lou, Gaspar's going to come whoop that ass. And then in about 6 months, Emir Gaspar, Scapular 2, the Crypt Breaker, and finish that. You little prick.
So, do you like the cartoon or not?
Well, I tell you what. The thing that annoyed me the most was that little prick Orko. I hated that dude. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. That dude. Oh my God. I still hate that character.
What was his name in the Dolph Lundgren movie? Wildor.
Wildor. That's a completely different character. Wildor.
There's a video where they said Wildor like 30 times in that movie, just like Wildor.
I just, I just had to air that. I'm sorry.
You're okay, man.
I had to air it. Okay, now, but you said 2000X really got you into Motu as an adult. So I guess this is going to run into my next question.
Okay.
2000X was designed for Mattel by Four Horsemen Studios. My next question to you is, how did you come to start collecting Four Horsemen Studio product?
Well, unbeknownst, that was the 2000X stuff. I wasn't, it was only in my adult collecting in the last 10 years that I started to get that deep into it and pay attention to things that others like you did, the artist names and the who producers of things. And like, I remember vividly the first time ever looking up the signature on who's that name. Seen it a million times at the end of every commercial, at the end of every Filmation. And the He-Man, it was Lou Scheimer's signature. Oh, okay. Like, that's the very first time, but then it was later on. So anyway, their toys, specifically their toys, can be tied specifically to Travis and the homage characters. So when I say Travis, I mean Travis Bowles. He had been talking about these toys forever. The Kickstarter, they come out, I see them. They're really cool. I totally dug it. With a big asterisk, and I'm being honest, like I always am. I saw all the same feet. I'm like, what's going on there? Like they're all the same. They're all the same leg. Like that's just something that stood out to me. And it just kind of, all right, he likes this toy line. Cool. I like He-Man. Cool. And then I hear about these homage figures. I'm like, what do you mean homage figures? So they're not, and like, well, these are the guys that made the toys. I'm like, what do you mean made the toys? I'm like this huge crash course. It's all coming down. I'm like,
you're like, what?
What do you, wait, McFarlane? What does McFarlane have to, okay. Wait, I had all the Spawn shit too?
Yeah.
This has been in my collect. It's all around me. Holy shit.
This whole
time. At any rate, it was the homage figures. And that's where I started to collect the Four Horsemen products, and in particular Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions. And with that, there's a very few exceptions. I only collect the homage figures or a figure that we had a product released on, which tends to be the Figure Obscuras. So all of the Figure Obscuras I have in the collection because we released a product or a shirt tied to it. And it's just a little like, yeah, we did the shirt for that. It's just that little cool, nod and just kind of yay. So I have those, and that's about it. There's a couple exceptions. I have an Ice Troll. I have a couple Stone Troll V2, couple things like that. But
Brad,
yeah,
get the sword out. Get the sword out now. Listen to me very carefully. There better be two exceptions on there. Emir Kaspar Scapular to the Crypt Breaker. Is he going to be in your collection?
He is not as of right now.
Is he going to be on a shirt?
You want to know why? It's because he's more money than in my figure, isn't he? That's right. That's right. You want to go the cheaper route. And
I commend
you for that. I commend you for that.
All right. How about this? I know well enough that there is a debate between the two of you on which one would I potentially, let's just say that. And Mike, I'm sorry. It's your figure. Sorry, Brad. Yeah, that the second version is
cool.
Freaking fantastic. All the little accessories, the parts and pieces, it's a really damn hard figure to say it's not cool. Doesn't matter what you like or not. You see that and you're like, damn.
Now, Joe, you have to admit though, you gotta admit, Broder comes with some accessories that are epic. The titty pauldrons on Broder Bjorngar are absolutely rocking. You can rock that on any female figure, and they would have double D's, baby.
I know Broder is fully clothed, but underneath he is ripped.
He is.
Shredded so many ways,
baby.
As Arnold would be.
Yes.
Yes.
Brad, can we knight him? Can we knight him? And guess what, dude? Why haven't you put up Scapular too?
Well, that question is actually a little early. That was supposed to be at the end.
Okay, we jumped the gun on that.
It's funny because you can't really tell it's retro rags underneath, but it is. That's what's kind of cool about when I do this, because I mean we know it's there. If you know it's back there.
Well,
you should know.
That gets us into the next question. Retro Rags Limited.
I was going to show this real quick. Jawaisekwe sent me this, Mike. He said, what do you know about this?
Oh, I got that book down on my shelf. Okay. And I also got, God, I wish I could take you guys down there. I got all the mini comics from the first season, second season, they're like the background on each of my Motu shelves.
Oh, fantastic.
And I do have that book too.
This cracked me up. Brian Carr says, I went to see Mike cursing up a storm as an 8-year-old screaming at Orko on his TV.
Oh, dude. I hated Orko so bad. Now, listen, if you want to see Mike as a 6-year-old crying, it was in 1980. My mom took me to see The Empire Strikes Back, my mom and dad.
Oh, my God.
And Han Solo and Luke Skywalker were my heroes. And I had to sit through that movie, see Han get frozen and Luke get his hand cut off. I was beside myself. And they probably were like, we're never taking him to another movie. I'm like, why would they do that?
Mike went to the car and had so many questions that his mom couldn't answer. She's like, I just don't have these answers.
Well, they never took me to see Return of the Jedi.
Never thought Empire Strikes Back could give someone emotional damage.
Real quick, Noah said earlier, I forgot to say this. Noah said, whoever dropped the blinds at Mesquite cut on Joe's shit list.
So tell me about this. What blinds?
So all of a sudden, okay, it was very sunny. And Joe always, he's next to the Four Horsemen booth. There's big, long,
huge skin windows.
Yeah, huge pane glass windows. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, obviously somebody must have said, hey, it's sunny. Can you close this? Well, they never bothered to see is this gonna hit anyone's shit when it comes down? No, they didn't. So all of a sudden, it's just like, and the stuff just starts coming down
on like a pull-up banner behind you.
Yeah,
so
it's like, so it was, so
it's okay.
It wasn't like nothing got destroyed or nothing, but it was just the fact that like it just came down like, and you couldn't stop it. It wasn't like, hey,
there was no stopping it. I was like,
so it was like at first I was like holding it, and Joe's like, just let it go, and I'm like, okay, it's just. It's like,
I got the signs out of it. So it was honestly. I think it was frustrating. It was frustrating only because we had talked about it. We had a plan. Like we had talked to people and the staff, and it was like, no problem. There's only the one sign that's really in the way. I'll make sure that it's not. We'll watch it come down. When just give me the high sign, something. Then it's just all of a sudden, and then it's all fucking chaos.
So I don't know who was behind me, and someone was like, Joe's about to blow a gasket. I was like, I don't think he's about to blow a gasket, but it was very irritating to know that, like, you're just sitting there doing stuff, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, what's that noise? Oh my God! Here comes down the big curtains.
The gasket and steam was probably doing a little starting to shoot out the ear a little bit there, but I knew nothing. Just let it go. It's fine.
I want to show everybody.
Oh yeah,
wonderful,
wonderful. Here, let me make you
blanket that I'm sitting on. That's on my couch. Also, there is one. If I turn this around, let's see.
Oh yeah, look at that.
The one over on the chair there.
Here.
So these were made by Retro Rags Limited, which is a company owned by Motu Joe. Now, my question, Joe, is what exactly is Retro Rags as a company, and what collaboration have you made with Four Horsemen Studios?
So Retro Rags Limited started off as an upcycling, and it's something that we still can do. It's just very rare at this point. And it was taking your old t-shirts, the memorable parts and pieces, and applying it to a hoodie. And so basically think patchwork quilt, or biker jackets, but with like this logo. If this shirt got torn and tattered, we would take this, cut it out and apply it to the back of a hoodie if you wanted. And
cool.
Right. So I had made one for myself and kept getting, it was no joke. My wife even would be kind of skeptical of it, but it was like 80% of the time I wore that out, somebody, complete stranger, would say something to me. So it was a catalyst to say, let's see if we can bring this to life. And we did for quite a few years there doing that type of stuff. But I realized as doing the Motu Joe side of things that there were so many artists out there, and again, learning about artists and how things worked. And there's portfolios. Artists have tons of artwork that just never makes it out. And most artists don't really want to deal with business. Not that they can't or they don't have the business acumen, they just don't want to. And by no means, I'm not putting everyone in that lump sum. It was just, hey, if you got stuff there, let's put it out there. And it's kind of like a Redbubble where you just, I'll manage it, we'll send it back, and we'll just have, transparency like that. And it initially started off with getting designs, not this, but whatever be fan art. It was all fan art. I made sure to never use anything licensed. I never used any names. Was very, very cautious about all that type of stuff. And then the fan art wound up turning into opportunities to where some license deals and some collaborations were there. So just to quick rewind on it, the early parts of those art deals were, we would pay out the artists on art that they just were sitting there for, 3 years or so. And after that, it just lived there, and that was kind of it. Other deals that we have are much like fan art deals that we do with Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions right now and the community. We'll talk more about where that came into, but the whole premise was that it's a rev share on most of the products that we would launch. So with the Mythic Legions and the Cosmic stuff, the artists wind up getting 30% of the net. And so how do we get to that point? And using, working with the fan art and working with the community in both Motu and all the different sides of things. Different opportunities like Rancid, which I mentioned earlier. Lars had reached out, and I had actually reached out to him with the idea I had based on his nickname, which was Stomper. And it utilized Snout Spout with 2 of the axes, which ties into their Oakland A's tie. He loved it. It was a great idea. And we got to collaborate. It was not officially licensed stuff, but we were on their pages. They promoted us. We did these things together. And that gave me a different level of confidence in that, okay, well, this is pretty big for just a little guy like me. And it is just me. There is no staff yet at this point. So let's see what opportunities are out there. And that's when I realized that there's nothing going on with the 4 Horsemen. Travis is talking about it. I can see these putting the business hat on. This is a trajectory for greatness. I don't think it's going to be where I would be making money hand over fist in a very quick time frame, but I want to get in on this, and it's like getting in on Microsoft on day one. Let's just ride this out. I know there's going to be a big, massive success down the road. And then I pursued it. And initially, the first request kind of was like nah, I don't know if we're quite ready yet for that. And then another year later or so, yeah, I think we can talk about that. And then it turned into an official licensed deal where all the official licensed clothing, not at this point, all the licensed clothing for the 4 Horsemen and Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions. And we've helped with the game, the Kickstarter for their game. We did the shirts for that stuff. And then because of that also led to other opportunities as well, which also included working with Heavy Metal. And we did their shirts for San Diego Comic-Con 2 years ago. So it's a weird spiral effect on how it all kind of comes together. And ultimately now at this point, I don't spend a tremendous amount of time on the pictures that you're seeing currently. That's a lot of the fan art that I did. And so a lot of these ideas I came up with, a lot of these ideas are from other people as well, because I couldn't draw worth a darn. I would ask help. So I would go to some of the artists that weren't necessarily the portfolio. Like that one right there is Jesse Shackelford. So
this one here?
That's been flying all over the internet. Crazy for years now at this point.
I will say I have a pin of, I think you sold me a pin of that.
Yeah. And so, the artist who did that his name is Jesse Shackelford. And what we did with my agreement with him is that I just do clothing. He can do all the prints. He can do anything he wants. And I do just clothing. That's it. And then this is where the ideas start to spiral, is that
right here, Jesse. Yeah.
I asked Jesse permission can I take this concept that you're doing and run with it, apply it to other things. Like with the Funko method, if you for lack of a better description, they got a simple concept and they just repeat, and it's brilliant. Well, this is a brilliant idea. I want to repeat it. So then we wound up doing Mask, and G.I. Joe, and we wound up doing Transformers. We did all different versions of that scene from Fear and Loathing, but applying it to those different cartoon properties.
So there's a Megatron driving a car with Optimus Prime looking back?
Bumblebee.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yep. And then you have laser beaks flying in the background instead of bats.
Gotcha.
In Mask, you have Matt Tracker and Miles Mayhem. You have the Boulder Hill in the background, and you have a condor flying in the background.
Nice.
Look at all this cool stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. And what's interesting though is, like I said, I don't focus a tremendous amount on the fan art of retro rags that much anymore. I focus mostly on the mythic side of things. But one of the shirts that continuously sells, and it's just kind of Grover from Sesame Street.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, I saw that one. I liked it. As soon as I saw it, super.
Yeah, cool. It's just a super close up of Grover that says near. And on the back of the shirt, it's a really small image of him that says far.
I think I passed it earlier.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So, those are the fan art type of things, and that's what really is kind of continued to, get me to where I'm at now with retro rags. And it still is a key element for what I'm currently doing with the mythic community and the cosmic community, in that it's a rev share for these fan arts, because it's not always easy for some of these artists to do this. They want to, but they don't have the time, they don't have the energy, they're worried about cost, they're worried about challenges, logistics. There's all sorts of challenges that come with trying to do this type of stuff. Direct to garment print, made to order, versus local shop screen print, a la carte stuff. Both of those are completely viable. And most of what we do is made to order. So there isn't machines sitting in my house or my warehouse. There's facilities that produce these items made to order and drop ship for 90% of what we do. This that I'm currently wearing is a silk screen. So this is a local silk screen. The shirts that we did for Legion's Con, the 25th anniversary metallics, those are silk screen. Some things that you just have to do it that way.
Yeah, those are nice. And I think I'm wearing, obviously I'm wearing, this is one of my favorites.
Mask of the Red Death.
The Mask of the Red Death. Curb says, Joe, got any tips on how I can get more designs on your site? I've been doing print on demand for a couple of years, and frankly, I'm a failure, out of touch with what sells. I am begging for help. Curb, you need to message me. Message the Motu Joe.
We chat. I missed him he was planning on being at Legion's Con. I wasn't able to make it. Was hoping to meet him for the first time in person. But he's got a couple of designs currently up on the site. Sonola's, which is awesome for the workouts. With Vorthog's boot camp, if I said it right. Those are wonderful, cool, quippy designs. So more of that stuff is fantastic, and we'll work with nearly everybody that has us. Now I say there's some asterisks. Every once in a while there may not be a design that catches the eye that maybe someone wants to run with. Generally speaking, that's pretty rare. The art that we see in the groups are amazing. The current Dragon shirt that someone just recently put out, I drawn a blank of his name. Was it Anthony or
David Williams?
No, David Williams is currently up on the site. His art is currently up there.
Yeah, he did the Bayeth there, right?
Yeah. There's another Bayeth here that image that's recently came up too. All of this stuff is virtually viable. When I say we have carte blanche, we can't just put anything up there. But the Four Horsemen and working with Jeremy in particular with this stuff, when it's fan art and it's quality fan art, it can live on the site as fan art, and that's where the fans can get their kicker. That's where they can get the 30%, and they don't have to worry. Like with Legion's Lair, there's no overhead. Your fans can go on, they can order what they want when they want it, and it's done, drop ship to them. No colors, they can get whatever size. All that stuff we take care of, and it's all the logistics. And in the end, we typically do quarterly. If you need it sooner than that, that's fine, but typically we'll do quarterly payouts, and it's just easy as that.
If you want your little babies, get your little baby diapers and get all your little tank tops and your tees.
When you do when you do shirts, Russ takes pictures of the action figures, correct? And
well, yes. So I'm not saying used to like Russ isn't around. Russ is absolutely pivotal. So let's rewind not too far. But I said that most of the stuff that I would do kind of on my own, and that's where Russ came into play with bringing some of those designs I had in my mind to life. So I've known Russ a long time, and he's a local printer. He helped with business cards and pull-up signs and all that type of stuff. But then when Mythic came around, I knew I was going to need somebody that had, skills with either camera, computer, Photoshop, beyond what I can do at this skill set, and even if I could figure it out, it'd take me years. Okay. So that's where Russ is pivotal in the Mythic and Cosmic side of things. So we would when we first started, Jeremy was, I'm sure in the wings, but he wasn't an official member at that point. So we were dealing with, Russ Cornboy and I'm sorry, Jeremy. Oh my gosh, Jim Cornboy. What? And Eric. I'm sorry, so it was cool. So we had a little bit more, I wouldn't say raw, but it was raw-ish material to work with and build from. So the photographs of the figures were where our mind went, because we had access to them. And we knew that fans really, really liked the figures. That's the whole part of this whole thing. And that's where it started off. But to do that, and you can talk to Trevor and some of the other photographers out there. I don't want to put words in their mouth, but it is incredibly time consuming. Thousands of pictures taken to get that one or two images that you really want to go with. And that was tough. That was very tough and time consuming for Russ. And with the many figures that they keep pumping out, we would have never caught up. So the business side of me had known and wanted to work with the actual box element and the art elements. And again, at this time, Nate wasn't the employee at the time. He was contracted and did the work for them, right? But wasn't an employee. So there was just random kind of indirect methods of getting information and stuff to work with. Jeremy coalesced a lot of that together, made it easier to find these things, but there's still a learning curve and time period that takes for certain things to connect, because ultimately what we really, really want, and what's now moving, is what you're seeing is the actual box art, the logo, the graphics that you've seen, much like we were talking, Mike, when you're looking through the comics and you see that stuff, that's the stuff that we wanted on the site and to bring to fans. And that's what we're doing now. And we're continuing to get more and more of that material and add more and more of these elements into the site.
So could we possibly one day see this Trevor Williams photo on a shirt?
Well, if Trevor gives the blessing, I can do a one-off for you, no problem. So we can pretty much do anything one-off customs for anything. I mean, you could have that sexy Brad up there, in a little pitcher, put it on a giant blanket, and that way you can cuddle up with it every night, Mike. I mean, that's doable.
I am not joking, but let's get the Four Horsemen's okay on this. But if we can get just a shirt with Broder's pauldrons, like up here, where it's just like right here, those big pauldrons, just that. Or if they say, it has to be Broder's torso, that's fine.
I tell you what, if you can find some art, I'll see what I can do.
It would, and here's the thing: it could be a one-off, and then let me wear it to Legion's Con, and then let's see if everybody wants Broder's big whatnots, and then you can just put it on the site once you get approval and just run with it. Because I think once people see me wearing this, they're gonna want it. Yes, you're gonna want it.
Oh my God, I'd get one of those.
Could you imagine walking around? Everybody's got these big Broder fucking pauldron.
Remember, those shirts won't come in small, medium, large, XL. They'll come in A, B, C, and double D.
I like the way.
Yeah,
it'll be a limited.
There you go.
It'll be a Broder retro limited. That'll be the code name. That's how you order it. You'd be like, yes, I need a double D.
Have a translating code on it, a legend.
I like it.
So
I think it can have black shirt with those man, I'm sick, dude.
Dude, it would look like it would be fire. And then maybe have a little catchphrase. Got milk?
Ooh. Well, I don't know if this would be approved, but if it said titties.
Damn! That is my catchphrase. Motu, did you know that?
Those pauldrons with titties. Or titties just times 5. That,
Yes. Oh my God, dude. God, now you guys are thinking that is fire.
I'm going to need the fire, Joe. I'm going to need this, Joe.
You and Joe got to collect.
I have it.
Oh, I don't know what it is with me in reverse, but you could have it in reverse. So that, never mind. My brain's going down the gutter. We'll talk about it later.
Oh, yeah.
We have something to talk about in the green room after the show.
Yes. Okay. Oh my God. 5 words.
So,
Greg.
Kind of transitioning out of retro regs then into Legion's Con. Joe, what was your Legion's Con 2024 experience like, and how excited then are you for Legion's Con 2025?
It's epic. I mean, and when I say this, I don't mean epic on the scale of number of people and it's 10,000 and it's just this epic huge show. It's an epic experience. If you're a Mythic Legions or Cosmic Legions fan, this is Disney World, Universal Studios, Epcot, SeaWorld, everything all combined into one. Yeah. And it's not huge, but it's epic. It's freaking fantastic. It is 3 full days, even though it's not 3 full days. It's 3 full days.
It's like a week now. We're close. We're about to take just a Mythic week. We're just gonna take.
Yeah, we're very fortunate that the Horsemen allow Russ and I to go to intern for a day. We help fill in gaps for a couple of things. We'll help pick up food, whatever. Just guys have been there before as well, and we're just flies on the wall to help where we can. We'll give away some stuff too every year, the last couple of years. So, but yeah, that starts Wednesday, right? Or whatever it is, Thursday. So it's just, we get there Wednesday night.
You get there Wednesday
motorhome. We're those guys that have that big motorhome out in the parking lot. That's us. But it is almost a week. I do take a week off for travel there and back. So anyway, it was freaking fantastic. I learned some things on when it comes to products and what we should do as our business there. I learned that turkeys can total an RV, which is crazy.
Cool.
My experience on the way home, yes, a turkey took out our windshield, which took out my RV. I had to total it. Crazy, right?
Up. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you got a new RV?
We did. So that was kind of a blessing in disguise because insurance kicked in, and we were able to put that towards a new RV. But we are very much looking forward to 2025.
Nice.
I look forward to it. I don't look forward to the drive. I'd be very honest. I don't look forward to the drive. 12 to 13 hours does kind of suck.
Yeah.
That's
it is worth it. That's why I do it. This is going to be our 4th year doing it, driving there and back. And I am very, very much looking forward to it. It is so much fun. And it is the people. It is absolutely the people, the camaraderie, the connectivity, and really, I don't mean this in a weird way. Don't misconstrue it. I'm the He-Man guy in the Mythic Legions world. I make the shirts for the crews, right? So there's a little bit of a semi-outsider, but I'm not. I don't feel like that. I'm not welcomed in. But with like you guys, right? It's just I feel absolutely 100% welcome and at home. And I wish people could understand and feel that regularly. But if they want to feel that at a show and they're an introvert or quiet or whatever it may be, this is the show to go to because you'll be welcomed with open arms. It's amazing.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. If you're in the lobby and you're not talking to anybody, you don't even need to talk. You can just mosey into a crowd and not say anything, and you're totally welcomed. And then they'll force you to talk. We'll force you.
One of the pop and swap. My God, the pop and swap last year. I'd say pop and swap. The part swap.
Chris James.
Oh my gosh. I'm the fringe collector. I love the homage. I get them all, but I tend not to play with them too much. Right. I have started to. There's some figures now. Like I've got the genie. I love the genie. I love the half giant and the accessories to put them all together. Yes, I am definitely playing with it, but looking at all these parts, a friend, Ken Coleman, was looking for parts. So I had a couple pieces. So that allowed me to do a couple simple little trades to get a couple bigger pieces. And then I went around and was like, well, this is what I have. And they're like, oh, you can just have that one. Really? Like, yeah, I just have it. Oh, what? I wound up coming up with like this handful. I remember running into Dusty out in the lobby right outside of it. I'm like, yeah, look what I got. Look what I got. Look what I got. Look what I got. And just like, he's like, are you going to keep pulling stuff out of your pocket? I'm like, yeah, one more. Look what I got. And it was insane. It was great. And that was helping someone else out. All those parts were we're going off to Ireland. It was great. It was fun.
So at Intern for a Day, if people do not think Joe is genuine, I came out of the studio and Joe's sitting in the parking lot putting together a purple armory knight.
Yeah.
He has the biggest smile on his face, just loving it. And I literally stood there probably for 5 minutes. You probably thought I was weird, but I stood there for 5 minutes just taking it in, thinking that is one of the coolest things I have ever seen. And a grown man just sitting in a parking lot, not caring who sees him, just wanting to mess with this action figure.
Yeah, that was fun. Sitting right on the curb, that was cool. Yeah. It's fun to play. I mean, I obviously I have a lot of stuff in box because of my collecting and that weird obsession, open or not. I tend to not, but I do open. And when I open, I play. I mean, Caspar. I mean,
yes,
legit. So
I don't even know how to put that thing on.
You got it. You got it. That's awesome. I haven't. You can put it on the end there.
I haven't figured out how to put it on the end, but he did it, dude.
Yeah, Curtis had it, and Curtis is watching. Curtis had Spectral Millwick out like this.
Oh.
I'm like, I can't wait to get home to do this because I want to do it so bad.
Nice.
This actually,
I went all in on that.
It's like a little fist, like yeah.
Yes. Now, okay. It is time.
Uh-oh.
It is time.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Brad, turn it up. Turn it up, dude. Now, this is a very important question, Motu Joe.
All right.
Did you get the package in the mail from Brad, which contained the fireproof thong underwear that you need to wear on the hot seat on the Legion's lair to protect yourself from the heat that is going to be coming your way?
I am thonged up and ready.
Oh, yes! For him.
He has the power.
Let me get that. That's why I keep adjusting. It's very stringy.
This is another thing, guys. We're thinking here. On Retro Rags, we need to sell thongs that say hot seat on them, Legion's Lair. Oh my God. That's
wow.
Let's
just put them on t-shirts first and see what happens.
Well, what if I was able to do that on boxers?
On what? Boxers? Oh, that would be freaking amazing.
Ooh,
because I can.
Hot seat.
I could even do spandex, like almost like those like bike short type stuff.
And then on the back it says flame retardant.
Can do that's an all over print. We can do anything with that.
Oh,
could you imagine if we actually sent this out to all our guests? That would be great. They would all be like, I actually did get my flame retardant spandex underwear and hot seats. Hell yes.
Hey, Joe, it is time. You're in the hot seat, buddy. What is your favorite Legion's faction or affiliation and why?
Okay. It is a two-part. I'm sorry, but it's two-part.
Okay.
Strictly based on the logo, House of the Noble Bear is my favorite faction symbol. I'm very, very, very drawn to it. Always have been ever since I saw it. So that's based on the logo itself. However, I think my favorite faction is Zenola. I think the nature aspect and the connectivity and the possibilities of what's going on there and what is still potentially to happen there, it's an earthly element type of a feel, and I dig that. I love the moose. I love where all that stuff was going. Huh?
I said, what the flock?
Through the flock.
Exactly. But I really like, and it's not even so much the characters and the figures and the woodland creature type things that you have in there. Some of them, I just think the potential for it it's boundless, really. And what you can have within Zenola's flock.
Curtis, you missed the conversation a bit ago. We were talking about Joe maybe making some titty pauldron, rotor pauldron shirts.
Someone give me art. Give me, because I'm not the artist. Give me art, and we'll see what we can do.
We need to get David Williams to make the titty pauldrons. Just draw the titty pauldrons and submit it to Motu Joe. But Curtis, great minds think alike.
I'll buy the first one off and I'll wear it. Let everyone.
It has to be a test print.
See it, yes. And then maybe I'll just wear it every day for Legion's Con.
I bet you know what?
Every day.
Is Dusty in the feed?
I haven't seen Dusty yet.
Okay. Dusty probably would make one hell of a rockin' 2 titty pauldrons.
There you go.
Reach out to him. In fact,
Yeah.
Dusty can put the titty pauldrons in the coloring book 3.
Right. I was just going to say,
It can
I
be
won
this.
that. I won his book.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next question, my friend. What is your favorite race, and can you explain why?
I guess it's more of a scale than a race, but I like the ogre scale. I like the big bulky figures. You know, to be fair, the brute scale has got some pretty cool figures in it too. But I like. I know you're talking species or whatever, but the brute scale. I'm sorry, the ogre scale is what was drawn to. The trolls are big and huge and beefy, but the tubuku.
Yeah,
so
tubuku.
So
tubuku.
Mythic Legion's ogres are very similar. I mean, they're thinner than Armies of Ashmore, just maybe slightly taller, but they are very similar.
Yeah, they are. Who were we talking to at MesquiCon? Was it Noah or Dusty? Someone was describing, and they're right, the way these figures feel in our hands as adults are what He-Man Big Bulk felt like as a kid.
Yeah.
Because we didn't, you had the small little guys. I mean, you had the 12-inch Joes for some people. That was getting aged out though already. And you're right. These things are freaking awesome.
I mean, for as big as they are, I mean, like you see his legs are moving. Everything is articulating. It's not, I mean, for a big figure, it articulates quite well.
Yeah.
Quite well.
Yeah, they're cool.
It's just an awesome figure. Oh my goodness. Nice.
Yeah, so it'd be ogre scale for me.
Okay.
Ogre.
That's.
What race that doesn't yet exist in Legions would you like to be made? Brad wanted mermaids.
Oh, I did not. I did. Never.
That is where my brain was going, is that we don't really have an aquatic outside of some waterfowl ducks back in the day. We don't really have a water tie much of anything yet. So that could be coming in the flock. Who knows, right? That's what I'm saying. There's a tremendous amount of potential, but I don't know. It's probably not. It's just, but there's aquatic, but that's not it. The one I want is like a changeling, which is damn near impossible to do in an action figure world. I mean, Many Faces can turn his head, but I want to see that transformation person or creature or person to creature, that there's an ability for parts from either 1.0 to be interswapped with I know 1 don't go to 2, but there's this it's Bill, but it can be big, and there's a story behind why there's this transformation behind it. It's like a 2-pack kind of character. A changeling is kind of how I view it.
Sir Gerard is a changeling, but he doesn't come with another figure that maybe he necessarily turns into. So I see what you're saying. Have a 2-pack.
It would be cool though to have a figure that changed colors, like the G.I. Joe Zartan, the dreadnoughts, where you take it outside and it was like pale skin, and then you got the dark skin. Like that would be kind of cool. This is gonna be,
God, I hope it doesn't jinx. If Jeremy watches this and it'll backfire, I don't know. Who knows? But at MesquiCon, you never know what's gonna happen, right? At MesquiCon, because of my other company, which not for today, but Mock Masters, it's UV protected cases.
We talked about, you mentioned this,
And interestingly enough, the glass that came down and all that stuff, their glass isn't UV rated. It's just so you know. I said, hey, have you seen what this does? And he's like, oh, that's really cool. I'm like, did you know that could be done with, the flames there? Like, what do you mean? Like, your flaming night could actually turn color if hit with the sun. He's like, I mean, like the color change cars. I was like, no, I'm talking, that's heat. This is UV. So like Zartan, like what you're talking about, you could have, and I is it Hagnon?
Hagnon.
So he could be white and then he gets hit and he turns blue. He could be white and turn yellow. He could be white and turn green. Yeah. It's all in the UV reactive colors.
Yeah.
And the response I got was interesting. I'll have to remember that. That's it. That's all I got. So it would be amazing if they incorporated UV reactive material, but there's lots of if, ands, and buts. And
hear me out here. For the next Joe Lanta, they had the ATL figure that looks like Roadblock. Why not incorporate this new thing to have like a Zartan type character? Yeah.
You know what? To me, the changing the colors, like you said, if you could have a human skin tone or even a different color skin tone and turn it blue, oh Bella.
Yeah.
Then it would be perfect for even like cosmic, because they say, hey, they didn't want to do like human figures, but like you could have something that looked something similar to a human and then change right to a blue thigh guard, like looking.
Like the creatures or whatever. It could be, instead of purple, it hits light, it turns clear or whatever it is. But I think it's a better application in the sci-fi side of things. Flesh tone, I don't know how well they have that. You typically are talking either a white or an opacity color of some kind changing to a different color. But yeah,
I have a NECA T1000, and it's a 6-inch NECA T1000 figure that it changes colors like Zartan when hot to cold, but they copied it from the Kenner action figure from like the early 90s that they did. So it was basically just like a spin-off of what Kenner did. And NECA just did it. But it's funny because it's always cold in my room, so it's always dark.
Yeah.
It's either white or it's like dark blue, because the cold made it dark blue, the hot made it white or whatever. So it's very rare that it's ever white, because my house is either cold in the winter, then we have the AC on in the summer, so it's always this dark color.
Yeah. Color change is cool. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's UV reactive or hot or cold reactive.
Yeah,
it's cool. Color change is cool. I mean, this is glow in the dark. That's color change, right?
I'm a sucker for glow in the dark shit. I'm sorry. It could be the stupidest thing, and I'd be like, I have to buy it. I know.
Okay, Joe.
Okay.
What are your 5 favorite Legions figures? And can you explain why? I have a feeling, Brad. I have a feeling, buddy.
I know what you're going to
say. The Motu tributes are going to be represented.
You would be right-ish.
Yeah.
Right-ish. So the Barbarian is on the list. The latest release. That is
freaking awesome. The legendary Barbarian.
Yes, legendary Barbarian is just so freaking cool. We talked about it at MesquiCon, all the different combinations. It's Savage He-Man, it's Wonder Bread He-Man, it's regular He-Man, it's you put a vest on him, he's Thundar, he's Conan, I mean, it's awesome. So it's awesome. That's on the list.
So what position is he? 5, 4, 3, 2?
Oh my gosh! You want me to actually rank them? You just said 5. You didn't say I have to rank them. I was even specifying in no particular order.
Okay, let's do no particular order.
Yeah, no particular order then. That's fine.
Okay, apparently, he needs 2 pairs of flame retardant tongs, Brad.
You're good. You're good through jail of water.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna say both are the towers on there.
I love both are the tower. Because he's a big ogre.
Human ogre, right? It's freaking
have Arnold.
He's awesome. I wrote down a couple notes too, so that way I didn't forget, because I had to look up one of the names of a couple of the figures that I do like, because I'm bad with the names. The Sir Urzak figure, go figure, right?
Ooh,
Greg.
Oh my God,
it's Greg in the chat.
Greg,
that's a cool figure. And it's Greg. That is.
Now, is Greg taller than you?
Yes, he's taller than me. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's 6'8", and I'm 6'5". So we're
tall. You're just a little bit taller than me.
Yeah, right.
I'm like 6'4". Yeah, I'm like 6'4".
So,
but I did see you give Big Greg it was a couple Legions cons ago. You gave him you cracked his back.
Yeah. He leverage. It's not that, So he's big barrel chest. I can get around. It's cool. And then we always joke with each other, because if he and I are in the same room at the same time, we're the best for posture, because we don't want to be heightened. If he's slouching and I puff up, I get close, right? And then he can sense it, and he's just like, it's like this height radar thing, and he's like. And then he felt that way.
Yeah, it's funny because you say that, because I almost feel the same way about you and Greg. I do notice myself. You're like, oh, look, hey. Well, you know what it is? I feel like maybe you can agree. People are always shorter than me normally, so I'm always trying to get down to their height or get down to their eye level. So I notice myself hunching over, or looking down, and then when I see somebody tall, it's like, oh, hey, you're tall. It
feels good.
Yeah, what's up, dog? What's up, blood?
So that's it's
so that was what, 1, 2,
3, right?
3. Okay.
4. Wait, no, we did Legend. Okay, yeah. So that's 3.
Greg.
So this one is the homage. It's for sure straight up homage. Am I saying it right? This Scourge, right? The green one.
Of course, it was an ogre. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, figure. But now you guys are going to be better at the differentiator, the differentiators. He's the green one. There's a blue one, and BBTS. I just hit send on it today. I got my notification that it came in. Theirs is in stock now.
I got mine too.
Yeah. I hit send on it today, so hopefully it's in hopefully by Saturday. They're pretty quick. But yeah, the green version.
I want to send mine.
So you like the green version the best?
Yeah, it's the homage to Whiplash.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, now you have an orange version. Did you know this?
Technically, with
you
the head.
No, I did not.
Oh my gosh, you need this orange version. So you have all the versions of the dragon?
I don't have the blue one yet.
Oh, you don't have
Rakagor.
Oh my God, that is a beautiful color
scheme. It's
scheme.
Beautiful. They're beautiful. I hurt my fingers, man. They're pointy.
Let's say he's very sharp. That's what I'm saying.
This is an amazing list, but there's a figure missing.
Yeah, there is. The 5th one, and unfortunately, it's not either of you guys. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, that's okay. We can live with it. You okay, Brad? Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Panting, calm down. It's okay. It's fine. All right. So this, I'm totally going to butcher the name. Is it Jehannem?
Jehannem. That's the new one from Rise of the Beast or Reign of the Beast.
Yeah, that's the genie.
So you like the genie. Yeah. You little T. Look at
that. Is awesome. That is so awesome. The smoke. I want every color of those. I want them that's freaking awesome. I bought a loose genie at MesquiCon. So is he in here?
Let me guess, Travis.
No, Jeremy DeWitt. Was selling one. I thought it was in here.
Shit. Jeremy's such a good dude, man. He just got the new job. Yeah.
Shit, it's not in here. Damn it. Sorry, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Jeremy just got a new job.
Yeah.
Good dude. Good dude.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, he wants a hug.
There's some of his art on the fan art side of Retro Rags as well.
Oh, he has a booth at MesquiCon every year. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, he's very, very talented. He did the art for Action Figure Adventure. Still did it.
Yes, he did. Both of them. Yep.
Yeah.
Araka gorgeous. Oh man, look at the. Now, what's Noah's tribute? It is. It's the blue head, but what is the actual figure called?
Kaipashi, right?
Kaipacha. That's a cool fig. Oh my goodness, cool fig.
We had a cool time hanging out with Noah too. Noah was in the group.
Yeah. Noah was great.
And that was his first time ever at Muskegon, so that was cool that he got to come.
It was. Yeah, and his buddy, and I should know his name. His buddy's luggage got stuck or lost.
Wyatt. Yeah,
Wyatt.
It's funny. I guess he when they found his luggage, it's like time to go back home.
Oh my god!
Like, hey, you're getting ready to go back. Well, we found your luggage. Here it is.
So if he didn't have any clothes, he's probably coming up to the Retro Rags booth.
It makes sense why he bought Schmerber's shirt on his table.
You want to know what's funny is that he was about to buy. He wanted to buy a bag because he was buying figures.
There you go.
So that way he could put it, not a shirt. He knew what he wanted. Priority was the figures.
Yeah. Hey, I think he realized that, wait a minute, I probably should buy a shirt because I need to change. I mean, you could have wore the same thing. It's one day.
Any good collector is going to prioritize the toys above food.
Absolutely. What do you do? Not to switch the reverse question on you, but where do you guys go when you walk into your local big box store like a Walmart grocery store? Do you go to the grocery or do you go to the toy section first?
Oh, geez.
Well, okay. So am I with Lauren or am I myself?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, if I'm with Lauren, she knows that we're going to eventually get there, but you have to play Lauren's game. Lauren wants to do the whole loop and the whole circle. Uh-huh. So the toys are usually like in the middle and the back. So instead of just going straight back, I have to go around the little loop to get to that. And I'm like, okay, fine, fair enough. We'll do the loop. Damn it. But if I'm by myself, I normally hit that middle aisle, go directly to the back.
Yep.
Passing every toddler and kid, like, get the fuck out of my way.
Perfect elbow height, right?
I want to see Brad go into his local Walmart with a pair of titty pauldrons on him that John McDonald has made. Just running for the toy section saying, get the F out of my way, little one.
At Best Buy, when I found out they had these RoboCops posters, figures, and I'm like, get out of the way, kid. And this kid had the last one, and I was like, oh, that's a really cool figure. Let me see it. It's, see you later, kid. Oh, it's just to be little.
So the adult collector figures are in the back by the videos usually.
For some reason, their RoboCop or NECA is only selling this, and it's cool. I don't know if you can see it. It has like a little fake door.
It's like a red sheen to it, or is that just like
he does the actual head? I almost feel like I don't want to take him out of this box because I feel like it's meant to be in this like.
It looks good.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know who will enable you to keep it in the box?
Who is that?
Jonathan. And he's in the chat.
Oh, Jonathan.
He likes to keep his toys.
I told somebody, I go, this really looks like a collector's piece. I go, it's really keeping me from opening it. And the person goes, "Oh no, you don't want to open that one. You don't open that one." And I was like, "You don't? You know?" And I was like, "Well, I kind of want to now." I don't know what to do with that little door piece that it comes with here, like, you know. But I'm like, I'll figure something out with it. But I know Robocop's kind of basic.
This is the question, my friend. You're going to start really sweating.
Okay.
Give us your top 3 least favorite Legions figures. Hopefully it's 3, 2, 1, but you might have not have put them in order.
No, it's okay. I can do this. I can do it in 3, 2, 1.
Brad, you got it.
I can do it in 3, 2, 1. And I'm just gonna do 3, 2, 1 rapid fire, and then we'll discuss.
Okay.
Yes. If I can say them right. Was it Lucida?
Lucretia.
Yeah.
And the Lowland skate back.
Okay, well, that's 2.
So the two vampires and the 4-legged creature from Cosmic.
Oh, you mean
the Lowland skate back. Skate back? Did I say it wrong? I don't have glasses on. Sorry. Skate back.
Yeah. So Alithia and Lucretia.
Yes, but no. Did I say it right?
Carpathius.
Yes, the 2 vampires.
Oh my! You don't like Carpathius?
I don't care for either of them. I found them very simple, and for vampires, I want blood. I want vampire. I want big, not necessarily big, but I want vampires. I feel they could be a lot more, and I bet we're gonna see V2s that are addressing the things that I don't like, just because of vampires. Vampires are cool as shit, but these 2 are just very simple for right now, and that's okay. But that's why they're on the list for me.
You're basic, bitch. Okay. You're basic.
Carpathius was from the first Kickstarter, so he had definitely limited parts library.
Yeah.
So did Lucretia with the 2.0 parts, because she was from Advent of Decay. So hopefully with this new Legacies of Mythos, we see 2.0s of both those characters. That would be awesome.
I think there's, I mean, obviously with what the guys are doing, there's crazy potential for all sorts of stuff. But vampires have been planted in from the beginning, but we really haven't seen much of it. So I think there's still a lot to happen there. But again, that's why they're just kind of on the list for me. And then I don't know what it is about the scat back or whatever it is. It just
skate back.
It's like, I don't know.
Now there's 2.
It reminds me of a
skid steer.
It reminds me of a mutated pug. Like it just like feel like you should just be able to kind of drop kick the thing. You know.
You know what reminds me of a mutated pug? That Fastia. This reminds me of a mutated pug. And you know what reminded me of Fastia? Trevor. Trevor is in the chat right now. Yeah, I loved your picture, dude, of holding Fastia. You should have dropped her.
You should have dropped her.
That was a great list, buddy. But you do realize there's 2 skate backs. So you probably equally the Highlands, and then there's the other.
God damn it, Mike.
The purple one. The purple one.
That's a great list, dude. That is great. Now, my friend, the next question.
Okay.
If the Horseman would make a tribute figure in Motu Joe's honor using existing parts, what would it look like?
Okay, so there's one very simple one, I think, and then there's one that has a deeper, unreal but deeper meaning, I guess, right? So I'll do the simple one first. Simple one is a merchant. There isn't really a merchant, and to see, and maybe it could be in a brute scale just for size, but it doesn't have to be. It could be whatever. But he comes with a shitload of accessories, just a ton of different shit, all sorts of stuff because he's the merchant. And that's it. Like, I don't know what the story is, but because I do the shirts, I sell at the shows. I think it's a natural tie for there to be a merchant, which then could lead to accessories like the cart for horses to pull and other things like that could just lead to the growth of the mythic line and stuff. So that's the easy one. The more complex one is his name is Runt. And he is an ogre, but he is only a brute scale ogre. And he is the smallest of the ogres and picked on, and his paint apps, he uses the shins of the genie so we can get to a bare, just a near bare buck, if you will. The paint app is unique in that it'd be scars and wounds and things all over the body. He doesn't come with any weapons. He just comes with the black cloak, and he is feared amongst like the entire ogre clan. Like, he's the call to when shit hits the fan. He is normal, mundane, almost docile, and when it's time, he's enraged, psychotic, gnarly ass fucking head that's just he is the most formidable. Hand to hand, he needs no weapons, anything at his disposal. He will just crush, destroy, and fight, and that's it. And the cool part is that he is the runt of the brute squad, so to speak. Okay, and the reason where this whole thing came from, I had no bad upbringing. I'm not crazy. I'm not scarred, but I did train. I fought. I did a lot of that stuff. I'm not that savage person by any means, but there's background with that and ties. And this is really funny because we were talking about height earlier. I am the short guy there. Even though I'm 6'5", when you look across that whole freaking room, you've got Dennis. You've got oh crap. Well, you've got Dub's about my height, I think, but you've got Greg. You've got the guy who makes the displays, the foam crate. He's 6'8" as well.
Chris Pinkerton.
Chris.
Yes.
Pinkerton.
And then there's basically I'm the short fucker amongst the brute guys. And I'm 6'5". It doesn't make any fucking sense. And this is a toy show, and it's nothing but a fucking bunch of tall people.
I think Cornboy's pretty tall. I don't think he's as tall as me, but he's tall.
Who? I'm sorry?
Cornboy's pretty tall.
Oh yeah, yep. So I just thought that was funny because the very first first Legion's Con I went to was still at the PAX. It's the year that we did this shirt, and that's where Eric joked about the Brute Squad, and Treadaway joked about the Brute Squad, and I was like, yeah, that's funny. He's talking about Princess Bride, and then this just kind of over the years, seeing these same people and this height thing happening is just like, I'm the fucking runt of all of these guys that are quote unquote big, and I'm the small guy. So runt. That's where it came from.
Nice. This might be the best answer to this question that the Legion's Lair has ever got, because you have put so much thought into it.
Yeah.
No doubt. You had to find the pieces too. It's hard. Do you know how I thought a half giant would be cool, but there are no bare shins. There's nothing for a half giant. So the only half giants are brutes, and that just made sense, or smaller brutes, because the genie, you've got some shins there. You've got some, what's the, not Kragnar, but the other guy from Cosmic. You've got a shin and then a peg leg type of thing. So the opportunity in their genie, I don't remember what the legs of the genie, the red genie, the one that they have, but point is that you can get bare skin with that scale.
Yeah.
The cyborg.
Yeah.
That's Anox Vol.
Yeah, I'm like, he has two names. Why can't I think of it?
Anox Vol. Real quick, before we go into, are we going to be doing a tour of your Legion's Lair?
I do have it right here behind me, and it's Yeah.
Okay, so before we do that, I want to let everybody know out in the feed that starting Saturday, all the different shows, there's going to be a bunch of different shows doing a 24-hour, help me out here, run to the end of the Dragon campaign.
Fantastic.
And I think it's going to start out with Saturday Day Live, go all the way through Saturday night, all the way through Sunday morning, all the way through Sunday until 11 o'clock. I think it's going to end then with Legion's Lounge and Shooting the Shelf doing a collaboration right at the end. So everybody this weekend with all your favorite marathon, all your favorite Legion shows, they're going to be doing that Dragon Marathon. That's the word I needed, Trevor. Thank you so much. So don't miss that, guys. That is going to be awesome. And let's get the Dragon to 4,000 so we can see Baether's Fury. That would be amazing.
How many of you guys bought so far?
Two all-ins. Boom, and that's I'm not doing a third. Two's enough.
Well, I have yet to make a purchase, so there will probably be one added to the list.
You all in?
Yeah, I would probably. Yeah, you have to do the all-in.
I have to. The wife knows I already bought the one. Thankfully, Jim and Jeremy were right there, and I said, "Hey, you see how cool this is? It's their fault." So I got to get a jail free card because they were right there. Okay. So I kind of think that I might be able to squeak out another one, and I'm going to try. I think I'm going to get a second one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, think about this. Just think about this. As it stands now, there's only a little bit over 2,500 of these dragons being made. These things are going to be worth a lot.
Noah says, I just placed an order on Retro Rags. Got some Luigi stuff. Luigi stuff.
There's all sorts of things on the fan era side.
Chase says Fury of Orders coming. Probably, I would hope that this would be like any other crowdfunding or any other Kickstarter type of thing where come the last couple hours.
What's up, Chase?
You'll probably start seeing a lot more stuff popping in. And this one is the best. If I get a second, I won't need stretch goals. I will see my wife's Fury. That is right.
That is fantastic. That's great. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna. I think you kind of have to. I don't say have to. You don't have to. I think I'm going to, and I'll figure it out like I always do. I'll figure something out.
Well, you can flip that in a year or two, and that's going to be insane money.
True.
True. Yep. I was planning on doing another dragon. I know Curtis has two, and I want to say Trevor has been helping several people out by getting stuff so they don't have to pay early. He pays for it early and then's going to pass it on to them later.
Nice.
So kind of helping them out in that.
Very kind.
I wasn't even thinking I should have just put a whole bunch of stuff on. I think that's what a lot of people have been doing on the Cabal, trying to sell stuff.
No kid joke. I just told the wife yesterday. I'm like, I figured it out. I was talking about the shoes that I bought, not Baether, but I figured it out. I figured out how I'm going to get that taken care of. And she's like, how? I was like, I bought something else. So I bought a Transformers big wheel.
Oh.
And
perfect condition, rare. You just don't see it. It's like a $600 thing, and I could probably get 400 out of it without much blinking. So there we go. I'm halfway to bear you.
Nice. Nice. Yep, I'm too full too. Now, I want to let everybody know, Brad, can you please put up Scapular at this time?
Oh, yes. Hold on.
Because on the last question, we already did it, but I wanted to let everybody know who came late that Joe's rotor and scapular Americast bar is Americast bar, baby. Yep. And you know what, Brad? I hate to say this, but this man deserves another knighting. Let's do it. Legion's lair. We're ready, baby. Show us your lead.
Right. I will make you. I don't. You want to flip it around or?
No, this is what it gets. I'm going to attempt to do this as best I can. So cool. I'm going to take the camera off the computer so it'll get a little dodgy. Just bear with me.
Here, I'll make you big once you get in.
Here we go.
Oh, wrong person. Wrong one. There we go. Yeah. Click the wrong one up. Whoa, he's opening it up.
And I'll pull it a little bit closer. So here we go. We've got the OG homage boys.
Oh, he does.
And we've got the super rare Unkin.
Nice.
We've got all of them back there. And then big boy. Let me come down here. And then let's not forget Xenathon or whatever homeboy's name down here at the bottom.
Xenathon. Do you have Keltis? Did I miss that?
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh, right there. Yep.
Yeah, he's right there. Yeah.
God, I love Keltis.
I like Bryophytus too. I like the flocking. I know it's not what people think.
Bryophytus, he's cool.
Yep.
I know, or Curtis doesn't like him, or maybe he does now. I don't know, but I love
Shira and Hordak and Webster. I thought it was great. It was really cool to see the future parts on this in advance before the figures were actually revealed, which is pretty cool. But then there is or are, unfortunately, like I said, this will get a little dodgy here for a second. Sorry. I do have totes.
Oh,
unfortunately, they're not. And there's my half giant builder. But this is a lot of the Figure Obscura stuff in here. Exclusives at the show, exclusives, the map that you got for the game, the Kickstarter
map.
Oh, some prizes from different Mesquite cons. That was this year. I think that was this year as well. Maybe that was the year before. Yeah. So that's it. Unfortunately, they're not all out because of space, and most of the focus is on He-Man. But I do have two more totes. I do have an ice troll that's out in the other storage area, and yeah. So that is keeping with Mythic. That's the Mythic, the Legions and Cosmic tour for the Legions Layer tour for you guys. There's all sorts of other stuff, but that's a different day and a different time.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. Now, this is the time of the show, my friend, where we ask the people in the chat to ask any question of you that's obviously related to the subject matter. Are you willing to do that, my friend?
Fire away. I'm happy to answer just about anything. I'm pretty transparent.
Fire away, guys. But I get to ask the first question.
Okay.
And the first question is, we're going to go back way to when you were a little tyke, a little kid. What toy line did you collect, or what toy lines did you collect as a child, and which toy lines had the most influence on you? We know one already.
Yep. Yeah, we know no He-Man was in there. G.I. Joe, Mask, and Transformers. Those were the big dogs. And I had a fair amount of I had a few of everything type of, so I know I had Blaster. I did have the original Megatron. I forget which car I had. I had a couple of the cars. I had Jetfire, loved those things, right? Mask was very, very influential on me. I loved the transforming, which kind of makes sense with the Transformers. He-Man, so G.I. Joe, my Mobat and Dragonfly, spinning that thing around as fast as you can, getting hit with that orange thing or trying to bite the orange end, all that shit. I did it all. I loved it.
Nice.
I love it, dude.
What's Brad doing now?
Well, I was trying to open up this box. You can't open up this box. You know how most NECA boxes just open up, but this one it won't open. So I was like, because I was going to show you something that I bought. It's funny because I got caught. I bought this last night. And
you got caught?
And I didn't want Lauren to know that I went to Target to buy this. So I didn't bring it inside last night. I left it out in the car, and I thought, I'll get it later. That way she doesn't see it bitch at me about buying this. And then today, before the show, she's like, hey, can I borrow your car to go get something? I'm like, yeah, sure, here. And she's like, here's your fucking Pee Wee Herman doll, you fucking bot. So
that's awesome.
So I had to open it up so you could see Pee Wee Herman. It's kind of cool because it looks like the door from
the
Hold on a second. Who just did his voice?
I loved Pee Wee's Playhouse. I'm sorry, I grew up with that was just one of those shows that was like weird. It's funny because they're like, kids watch the weirdest shit today. And I'm like, I was fucking watching Pee Wee's Playhouse, dude. That shit was weird as fuck. But that was like just something that was on Saturday that I watched, and it was fun. And I watched the Pee Wee movies. They're hilarious. Even when he was in the movie theaters with Nurse Nancy, and all that,
That's
when In Living Color did a skit of him. It was actually Jim Carrey did a skit.
Oh yeah,
dude, that is go to YouTube and look up In Living Color or Jim Carrey Pee Wee, and you will just Google Jim Carrey Pee Wee, and you will see the most hilarious impression you've ever seen in your entire life.
Doak just said, "Large Marge sent you."
Yeah, Large Marge sent you.
Oh shoot.
Okay, well, let me go back here with the questions. Here. Greg McTavish says, if there is only one item from your entire collection that you can save, what would it be? House is on fire, you gotta go, but they're allowing you to grab one thing. What would that be?
That's always the bitch of a question, and there's not an easy answer for that at all.
I'm like, I can save way more than one, but
I know what it is right now. I can tell you what it is, Joe.
What is it?
The Classics Castle Grayskull.
Oh, that's a good one. That is up there. But that's not it. It would probably be something that is just truly irreplaceable, one of a kind.
Yeah.
Probably one of the prototypes, possibly the autographed Stan Lee Hulk pencil drawing, which has ties to Earl Norem, who did the cover. So there's that's up there on the list. The sketches, the actual blueprints, I
watched your episode where you showed that.
Like that. That's the actual blueprint for the Eternia's vintage Eternia's ladder.
And if anyone doesn't know, you usually do like a reveal. Like if you buy something or you get something really cool, you usually do like an unboxing or
an unboxing live video. I
usually try to stop and watch, but sometimes you have some really cool vintage like one-off kind of rare stuff.
So those that's up there on probably one of those type of things is what I would do. But the truth is that if it really came to the shit scenario, I do have a plan for where I can just run through a window, and doing so will take about 10 to 15 items with me in one shot. So that is the plan if that happens.
Yeah. Curtis says, I've seen a few people on Facebook with the first name Motu. Besides you, who is the coolest Motu named person on social media? Now, you were talking about the other feller.
Yeah. So he doesn't even use that. He's just Joe Amato. But there are quite a few, and I'm going to piss off any of them that are listening or watching this. But because I've hung out with him so much, I talk to him regularly, and I say so much. We've only personally hung out, I think, like 3 times, but it's just like brothers. It's awesome. It's Motu Merch Man, who's Brian Obman out of Pennsylvania, who happens to also be 6'8". So
wow, you're just a shorty, man.
I told you, I'm the fucking run at 6'5". It's complex.
God, you're so short, dude.
We're so short, dude. Oh my God, Motu Curtis. Well, I will give Colin that a boy. Colin has a nice Motu collection.
He's got a hell of a collection. He's got a couple pieces that I don't have that I would love to have.
He was on the Legion's Lair the first season, I do believe, and I think it was like a 3-hour episode, and he stopped. He says, I could go longer. And I'm like, because I mean, like literally he was showing, we were going on a tour for a while. He had stuff in his bathroom. I mean, it was everywhere in his house.
Well,
I mean,
I will not, again, like I said, it's for another day, but I will do the very, very quick, it might make some people nauseous tour. So just hang tight. I am at a nursing station, which is what I use for my broadcasts. All I got to do is unplug, and I can raise it up, and now I can walk around.
Look at you. Look at you.
There's a higher level of the show. Those are books up there. We've got some animation cells over there, some art.
Wow.
Oh my God, who's on that wall?
Which one?
Oh, okay. God, Joe.
Yeah. And there's the Stan Lee autograph. That's an art by Earl Norm, who did a lot of the original art for him.
Very cool.
That is
you can't see it. If I tip down, you can. This box is full of that artwork from John Hollis, who did the blueprints and schematics for Extendar, Eternia. All that stuff is in there. It's going to an auction house. Some more over there. Shoes. One little shelf of DBZ. And then motor. Sorry, it gets a little, like I said, nauseous. To get out the door, this is where I do most of my lives from. It's right here. You can see the Defenders of Eden. The whole.
Nice.
Yeah, look at that.
Ooh, look at those cast bars. Oh,
Yep.
You got 3.
I did. And then we've got our 2000 Super 7s, Juggernaut, Voltron. And then the main room is in here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, damn.
And that's a prop. That's the costume from the movie.
Wow.
Oh, I know this room from your videos.
I know. I was about to say, I've been in here before.
And then this guy. Yep. And we'll tip it down a little bit. You can see some of the bikes down there.
Oh, yeah. There's the little big wheel.
Yep.
Don't you have a Battle Cat rocker?
Right there.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah.
And then the elusive green, right? Big wheel. I've got 2 of them.
I was about to say, you got
a storage tote.
Wow.
That bike is the only one known in existence like that. And we've researched and tried to find other examples, and we just can't find any. That seems to be the only known one left. It's out of
Yo,
Canada.
is that a sky sled bike? Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a Tonka Headstrom combo. It's where it's only released in Canada. So one side is French, one side is English. And it's meant to it's got a banana seat on it, and it's meant to be like it's a sidewalk motocross bike is what they call it. So, yep. And
Greg, we were just talking about you, Greg. You're actually on Motu Joe's top 5 kick-ass figures.
And there we go. So yeah, that's like I said, the quick tour. Oh, and this is what people always kind of make fun of or comment and think is funny because the collection is literally everywhere. It is even up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look at you.
So, well, that's smart that you put the retro or the reaction figures, I should say, on the.
They're light.
They're a lot lighter. Yeah. That was.
Yeah, they're light.
Yeah.
They still have, gravity's a mother. It'll always win out. What did I just look on?
I like the little Lego castle. What are they called? The Mega Constructs. Dude, that is cool.
So yeah.
Now, don't they have aren't they coming out with a Mega Constructs Snake Mountain or something?
They have Snake Mountain. They have Castle Grayskull. Snake Mountain was over in that room, but behind the Defenders of the so you couldn't see it. Grayskull is there for Mega Constructs. There was something recently teased, like it's going to be the Fright Zone, I think, that they're talking about, I think, releasing, but don't hold me to that. And then there is the equivalent in the toy line of the Hiss layer or Snake layer that they're releasing that everyone hated the prototypes of, and they pulled it back and they're going to take a second stab at it. So a lot of stuff from Motu still happening.
Who was more
my wallet is screaming.
It says Doak says, who was more disappointing whiny leader, Skeletor or Cobra Commander? They were both pretty whiny.
Boy, as far as the whine goes, it's probably Cobra Commander.
Yeah, he was kind of
at least Skeletor made jokes with bubbling buffalo.
Yeah.
And just half all that create. That was he knew he was around bumbling idiots, and Cobra Commander was the idiot.
Yeah.
Damn you, Viper. I was once a man.
Oh yeah, Big Greg, I hope you're feeling better.
What happened, Greg? Do we know what happened to Greg?
Well, he says, I almost missed the show nodding off on the meds.
Oh, damn. Maybe he's sick. Yeah, he's just probably had flu or something.
Big Greg.
Yeah, so awesome.
Man.
What a show.
Let's see. Well, I guess I always ask the same thing. I guess, and you kind of already answered that a little bit. But my question would have been, what are you looking forward to this year for G-Con or from the Four Horsemen heading to Legion's Con this year? Is there any, after the Dragon reveal, what possibly could they pull out of their hat at this point is what I like to ask people so far.
Last year we get the bear, and then we get the dragon before we even get to Legion's Con, right? So, we got Leonidas coming already, so maybe we get another one of the mythical type creature elements that manifest. Maybe we see something like that. That would make sense, but God, like I keep saying, there's so much potential and possibility with every faction, every affiliation. There's so much with Cosmic that's yet to even be revealed or talked about. It is such an open book. Your mind could just go on. I don't know, but I think logically, maybe if we're talking Mythic, probably another one of those.
Or like,
piece.
yeah. Or like you said, we could show up and they just show a whole new wave of aquatic figures and pirates and Vikings and just a different,
the world of Mythos is a world of its own. It's insane. It's great, and it's why everyone likes it. I think so much. One of the main aspects is that we keep having fun on a nearly endless palette. It's fantastic.
Greg had hernia surgery. That's terrible, Greg. Terrible.
Curtis did confirm. Curtis confirmed that Greg is also packing heat.
He had hernias. He's carrying that Thursday.
All over. So thank you for that info. Yeah.
Doak says, I really need a 4-figure wave so I don't have to sleep in the chicken coop. No crap. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. They did say all the rest of the waves are going to be relatively smaller waves.
Pirates would be sick. I think they would. And that's what's cool about the pirates. Skeleton pirates.
Yeah. If you do that, there has to be aquatic then. There has to be.
Yeah.
Sirens and mermen and men and all that craziness. The octopus, octopi, whatever. I mean, squid men. Crab people. Fudge, man. You can just go crazy.
And I'm sure Lauren's listening. She's in the other room. She probably don't care now at this point. But says, Brett, I have left many things in cars waiting for her to go to or leave or go to sleep. What's funny is literally like an hour before she asked to borrow my car, I said, I thought I went and grabbed it last night, and I guess I didn't. So I just wasn't thinking. So today I thought, I'll go out there and get that, and I just didn't. I thought, and I wasn't even thinking it was a big deal. And I was like, even if she sees it, who cares? It's not like I bought a whole bunch of shit. I mean, the Target had the haul-a-thon, which it's basically they'll have these figures. They'll have all these figures available online here in a couple weeks, and you can order them and have it shipped to your house for free. They're just putting a few, whatever, a little bit out early.
Is it like their Target Con stuff?
Yeah. Also, like all the Funko Pop, Target Con pops were there. They had the new Beetlejuice. If you wanted the NECA Sesame Street, the Count, I think there was a lot of people looking for that. And I thought it was cool. I thought the Count looked cool. I didn't grab him. I feel like if I grab him, then I'm going to grab Bert and Ernie, and then I'm going to go down this spiral. And I'm like,
you're just waiting for Snuffleupagus at that point. It's just.
And I'm assuming they'll do him.
Would be cool.
Yeah, he would be cool. So I thought I'm going to get the 2 Ninja Turtle Target exclusives that I needed, cartoon exclusives, and then I bought the Pee Wee Herman. So I feel like I was in my realm. I did good.
Yeah,
I passed on 5 other figures. She should be happy. Like I could have. Yeah, I was just like, no. Just get what I need. Good.
Need. That's the operative word.
That's the word, need. Yes, need those. Yeah. Need those. That's what I said to her, and she was all pissed at me. I go, but I need these. She's like, fucking motherfucker. But I need these. That's what I should have done. Oh my God, I just lost it.
Oh yeah, I try to stay in my lane with Motu, but she knows that there's some other things that I get here and there. But yeah, it's
what did you tell me you got at Muskegon? That she's like, what, the blow up house?
What?
Dude, Mike, like you got a blow up house.
So let me see if I can find it on my phone quickly. At Legion's Con, I had made arrangements to acquire a bounce house from Cape Cod. They drove down from Cape Cod on Sunday, so that way I didn't have to worry about, crazy. But the thing was huge. I knew it was big, but mind you, I drove out there in a motorhome, right? And I have an HHR that I'm towing behind me, and he gets it icy. It fills the back of his truck almost. I'm like, oh shit. All right, let's go over here. We go over. This thing squeezes like a sausage into the back of the HHR. That's how big this is. And if you don't know an HHR with the back seats folded down, that's a really big, small car. Fit a lot of shit in there. Barely fit. But ultimately, that's what I bought.
Oh, a Motu.
Hold on. Let me make you big. Hold on.
Oh, that is cool.
It's a sick ass bounce house.
Oh, so cool, man. Have you set it up yet?
No, it's setting up for my daughter's open house. I'll set it up here in spring just to do it once to make sure. But in June, for my daughter's open house, it's set up in the backyard, and that's one of the features for the open house. And then that's what's inside.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
There's like little spikes inside. That's awesome.
Yeah, so apparently it's adult rated. I asked, like, I have to worry about this, and I told them my height and weight. They're like, no, it's made for adults. You're fine. I'm like, all right.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
So I want to see a video once you get that posted. Or
oh yeah,
Yes.
oh yeah. We're gonna have some fun with that.
Yeah, it's cool. And you can always bring it to Muskegon next year in the Mythic meetup, and when
I debated on having them bring it on Saturday at Legion's Con and blow it up in the parking lot, but I figured that'd be too much of a distraction, taking away from what's going on. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to cause any issues. We'll play it safe. But at PowerCon, that is a legit possibility that it may, when PowerCon shows back up in Ohio,
it will.
That may very well show up with me.
Well, what do you think? This brings up a whole new question, Joe. What do you think Val's going to do? Do you think it's legitimately coming back its own show next year to Columbus?
It's coming back.
I think there's a strong potential for it to come back. I just don't know in what capacity. Would it be meaning right now with the just happened last weekend, it was we'll call it an on the road. It was PowerCon Power Up out at Toylanta.
Yeah.
And they did a fantastic job. So is it going to be like that, going to a different show and partnering up? I don't know. And just happened to be in Ohio. I don't know. Is it going to wind up being just as independent again, like it was, slightly smaller format, like it was in California? When it came to Ohio, it went to a much bigger footprint in a, what am I trying to say? A trade show, true trade show type hall setting, not a convention center, hotel setting like Legion's Con, right? I think that's what you'll see next. I think you'll see a Legion's Con-esque PowerCon, which is very much like it used to be in California. Yeah. But I don't think it'll ever be back in California. The only way I think it'll ever go back to California is if Mattel steps up and does something to make it worth their while, But I just don't think
the Greater Columbus Convention Center maybe. I mean, it's definitely the place to be. But is it affordable? Like, that's the thing, because like most of the people stayed at the Hilton. The Hilton's high dollar. I mean, it's expensive. I mean,
it's not. I mean, they did get some decent rates. I do remember that it was decent.
But I mean,
it's still.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's nice and luxurious and gaudy. It's just maybe if they could tone it down a little bit and have it in more of a ballroom and make it.
Yeah. I think that's the highest probability and likelihood that we would see. Yeah. It makes the most sense, I think.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. I think we'll see it again in Ohio, whether it be in 2025. I highly doubt that'll happen, but it could.
No, not this year.
They did
it's too late in the year.
He needed to be advertising that like the beginning of this year. Yeah, like the beginning of this year, he should already had that planned and done. So
2026 is definitely in the realm of consideration. I mean, every year's a consideration, but we'll see. Yeah. I would love to do whatever I can to help support the show, and it's fun for me. And the He-Man side of things, that's much like what you and what I experienced with Legion's Con as well. but it was cool because I was part of this He-Man thing, and when I came into the Legions and the Legions Con, it was like, holy shit, it's the same, it's just a different family. It's the same, and it was awesome. So
it's a good
feeling.
feeling.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love it.
Nice. Well, gentlemen, do you think that's a show? What do you guys
think? I guess I can tell you who's coming up next time, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks from now, we have on April 15th, 7 o'clock, season 4, episode 8. Our guest will be C. Jessam and Keithlin, his beautiful wife, who do the soft goods for Four Horsemen Studios. We'll talk to them.
What they do.
Yeah, no doubt. And if Trevor, if you're watching, you may want to step in for that one. A lot of soft good talk, a lot of soft goods. So
yeah, we need a black cloak for Grunt.
Yes. Yes. Grunt. The Grunt. Man, thank you so much.
It said Grunt, I meant Runt, but you know what I meant.
I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant.
Thank you for coming on the Legion's Lair. We
Yes.
had an absolute blast. And I still say that these boxer shorts or these shorts, the hot seat shorts, have got to be made. We've got to make that. We've got to make Brad's Titty Pauldron t-shirt. We're going to do it. We
can do it. We'll bring it to life. We'll make it happen.
Yes. Yes.
I'm telling you, when you see what's possible with the underwear and the all over print.
Yeah. Flame retardant, baby.
And before we go, I've slacked on the last 2 weeks Friday night faction fights. Of course, I was in Muskegon last week. I have no excuse. I was doing stuff with my son. But other than that, I'll bring that back.
You have an excuse. You were taking the heat because of Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, I was taking some heat. All right, peeps. Everyone else, peace.
Thanks for having me on, guys. It's awesome. I look forward to seeing you in person again really soon, too. It's always so much fun.
Yes.
Blast.
Yes.
See you guys. Peace.